trying to put him in the worst mood. P1 cleaner than the church shoes. Really point to just to hurt them. All red lamps to tease them. None of these toys on lease to. Made the whole year in a week too. Main chick out of their league too. Side chick out of their league too. House so empty, need a centerpiece. One of your at the table cut from ebony. Cut that ivory into skinny pieces. And she clean it with her face, but you love your baby. You talking money, need a hearing aid. They talking about you, you don't see the shade. Switch up your style, you take any lane.
Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Just want to give a quick update. I've just completed 4 days tramping, and basically it was good and proper scary both at the same time. The driving side of things took me about half an hour to get used to, an hour, and then I was on point. But just let me take you through some of the events that actually happened during the 4 days. Got in a vehicle, got my paperwork, which I absolutely screwed up, but I'll explain that later. Did a few drops. I think one of my first ones was head off up to Holyhead, which was mileage away. Oh no, sorry, tell a lie. Did a few drops, two drops before that, and then I had to take a trailer up to Holyhead. This is where it starts getting proper interesting. I went to Holyhead, found a place, everything was sweet. Didn't, you know, nothing suspect. I'd done a couple of drops, everything was alright, everything was going well. After I'd done my drop in Holyhead, I went to this little tiny car park and I started panicking, because it's not the sort of, I didn't think in my head it was a sort of place where you should take an HGV. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of the regular car parks where the other drivers take the trailers to if they can't get it in the port or there's some kind of problem. They just drop it there and then get another driver to come pick it up, which was me on that particular day. The issue I had was on the way back. Yeah, on the way back my satnav said that the trailer, that the height of the trailer wouldn't fit under the bridge on the A55. In hindsight, it would have, yeah, but that's when you're driving and it's your first, you know, couple of days driving, you're thinking, oh my god, you know, don't strike a bridge, don't strike a bridge. Anyways, the satnav rerouted me to Betsy Coed. Fucking satnav's taking the piss. The satnav as well taking the piss. Look at this fucking road. Now Betsy Coed, I don't know if you know it, but it's like basically really tiny country lanes, little tiny villages with S-bends in between shops, which I could have quite easily have got stuck. But I didn't touch anything. I went down these little roads, little tiny roads, and I got out without a scratch, and everything was cool. Then I made that, I finished up for the day, and then the day after I had to do another drop at Holyhead. Now, having just been through Betsy Coed on the way back, I thought this time, sack that, I'll just, you know, I'd had a word with a couple of people and they said, you can get under there, it's not a problem. So I started going back and I was following this, I was just following the A55, and then I looked on my satnav again and it said that the tunnel was 14 point 9 or something like that, and my trailer was 15.3. So straight away, I've panicked again, and my satnav was trying to take me through Betsy Coed again, and I was thinking, I'm not going that way. So I went past the turning, carried on going past the turning, and so on and so forth. And then I got to a point where I went round the side of this like coast road, which again I feel like a HGV shouldn't have gone down, not one my size anyway. And yeah, I managed to get through that and thought, right, I'm onto a winner here, and I carried on following the road. And the sat-nav, I pulled over because I had to take a 45-minute break. I pulled over and I zoomed out on the maps, and I'd just seen that the road that I was going through was again through this national park, and I thought, you know, it had gone from the A55 to the A5, and I was thinking, oh my god, no, I'm not going down there again. You know, I got through there like yesterday. I don't want to be going down there again because I don't want to push me luck. So I panicked, and I ended up round the back of this castle, yeah, and I come down this hill, and it was a sharp right-hander at the bottom of this hill, and the truck was almost jackknifed facing a bridge. Now, traffic was coming down this hill because it was a one-way system, and I was like just almost wedged in there, and a bus driver jumps out and turned around and says, are you going to fit through there? And I was like, I don't think so. How tall is the bridge? There's no marker on it. How tall is the bridge? And I was looking at it and weighing it up, looking at it and weighing it up, and I come to the decision, rather than sit there and, you know, get the police involved and all the other stuff that might have had to happen to block the road off whilst I backed up, I thought, no, I can get through there. I should be able to get through there. So I asked the bus driver if he'd watch me as I'm going through, just keep an eye on the trailer both sides, and I got through with millimeters on either side, literally millimeters. Other side of the bridge there was like a little shopping area, like a little village, and by this time the villagers were like, you know, looking, and in short, they all cheered and clapped when I got through. And one guy was like literally running and following and going and saying, you know, that was skill, that's skill, mate. I've seen other truck drivers get stuck there, mate, and you've just aced that. You've absolutely aced it. And I was like, you know, he was all excited and I was ready to change my shorts. So it was a very eventful day. The day before that, it was really, really windy, and I'd just done my first ever drop at basically a garden centre, and I opened my door after I'd done the drop. You know, I pull the curtain back up, which was a struggle because obviously it was proper windy. I'd done the curtain back up, I opened the cab door, and all of a sudden my first, you know, receipt for my drop, my first thing, basically flew out of the cab and just disappeared, like straight over these trees. So I had to phone control over that. Very eventful 4 days, really eventful 4 days. I learned a lot. One of the things that I learned the most was I just don't fully trust myself yet. Do you know what I mean? Well, I do now. Because I've been places where, you know, it was just mental, and I got out of it unscathed. Nothing dangerous. You know, pulled over where I needed to let traffic pass, but I still made it. I made it through. Got through the end of the first week without any damage to the vehicle, nothing. So yeah, I'm all right with that. I do feel like a day one dickhead, because obviously I messed up my paperwork. I've been trying to phone through control today to just have a word with the boss and turn around and say, listen, you know, it was my first week. I was absolutely panicking, because it was my first time on my own in an HGV that size, you know. And I'm not kidding, the absolute mental thought processes that go through your brain on a daily basis in an HGV are just, you know, it's mentally draining. It is absolutely mentally draining. Another thing that happened, it's all in 4 days, just 4 days. Another thing that happened was I took my rest. I pulled up at a truck stop, well, not a truck stop, but a place that I found which was safe to park the trailer at night. Anyways, I'd set off that day 45 minutes too early. So as I made it to my next drop, it basically said that I'd run out of driving time. I don't know how I'd managed to do, well, yeah, I'd miscalculated my hours and thought I could set off at this time, but obviously I didn't. But it was, like I said, to me, I got back, the truck was in one piece, nobody died. So to me it was a successful first week. One of these markers came off, so rather than get an infringement, I took them all off, because if there's one missing you get an infringement, but if you take them all off you don't. So my overnight bag over there, a bottle of water, my gas, my foods. Let's have a look what we got. Chili and rice, nah, not tonight. Chili and rice again, not tonight. Steak and veg. Steak and veg. Sausage, spicy sausage and pasta. I've got another one of them in there. This I loaned off my nephew, Fran. And in case you don't know what this is, I'll show you now. This is for my cooker. Well, Fran's cooker. I borrowed this. Take the lid off. It's for the base. Leave that there for now. And this, check this out. Hard to do with one hand. But that is cooking pot. Cool or what? Bring you back in a second. Water in there, just heating up, and once I've heated the water up, I've got my brew for over there, which are these 3-in-1 coffees. So dinner and brew at the same time. For eating out of the bag, I got this long spoon, so you don't get no food on your fingers. Really long spoon. Other than that, that's it. Anyway, I'm gonna eat because it's been a long day, and then I'm going to get my head down. Oh, by the way, brought my sleeping bag. Another bag over there, just with you know, some wipes, my toothpaste, my toothbrush, all that other kind of stuff, all the other good stuff over there in that one. A couple of apples. Anyway, layers. Boiling away. As soon as it starts to boil, that'll actually be ready. Nice. End of my second week, just handing my paperwork in, downloading my tachograph. As you can see, no damage to the unit, everything's spot on, exactly how I found it. There is a couple of stone chips in the windows, but they was already on there. I did wash it yesterday, so I'm not going to bother doing it today. That was already missing. Steps still in line, no scratches, scuffs, nothing. As you can see, no damage. No damage to the back, everything's still on. No damage to the wheels. No damage to the back. Absolutely nothing. All the lines still in place. Brushes even still there. That tape, I didn't put that tape on, that was already done. No damage to the fifth wheel. No damage to the lights. No damage. Everything is just as it was. Right guys, that's the end of week 2. And it was a good week. I only had one mishap, and that was basically I'd sat there and the woman where I went to pick up the trailer told me these set of numbers, and although I had the paperwork, I didn't look at the paperwork, and I should have, I really should have. I just took what she said as gospel, do you know what I mean? Like, it was one number out. But yeah, that was my only mishap. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Like I said, everything's been pretty smooth this week, not like last week. Oh, I did conquer the Conway tunnel. I conquered the Conway tunnel. I just didn't listen to the satnav. The satnav was still trying to reroute me miles away, and I didn't bother listening to it. I just carried on going because I thought I can make it round there, you know, I can make it underneath this tunnel. There was a low bridge on one of my drops, but you know, I was pre-warned about that by the planner, and everything was sweet. You know, I was told I can definitely get under it with that trailer, so no big deal. And yeah, that's about it. No real updates or anything. No dramas, so to speak. The bed was uncomfortable. Like, it had this lump in the middle where my back was, and that kind of that took its toll on my back. That did. It proper took its toll on my back. But yeah, all in all, a good week. I'm now throwing the truck around like it's mine. I'm now throwing the truck around like it's mine, like it's supposed to be. Where are you going, mate? So, yeah, result, I'm learning. And I've forgotten how to drive my car. Yeah, you know, I'm learning though. I'm learning from mistakes, you know, and that's a good thing, that you can, you know, actually make your mistakes and consciously think about it. I'm pretty much writing everything down now. Got my paperwork semi-boxed off. I just didn't put my hours in, but I know what hours I've done. You know, I've done 2 15s, a 13, and 2 15s, a 13, and I think a 12 today, or another 13. I think it was another 13 today. What else? Oh, an app. I've got a pretty good app which kind of helps you find somewhere to park. But I will say that last night it did actually let me down a little bit. The street was quiet enough, but basically it didn't get quiet until maybe about 9 o'clock-ish, 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock. There was a few boy racers breezing about, which, to be honest, I didn't really mind, because the cars were pretty smart. Cars were pretty smart. I enjoyed watching them. I haven't stopped in I haven't spent the night in a services yet. I seem to be going to a couple of the same places. I can't count the amount of times that I've actually been to Birkenhead. In fact, I spent the night in Birkenhead last night. I've been to Holyhead about 4 to 5 times. I've been up north. Can't even remember where, but I've been up north. I've been right down south, Bury St Edmunds. That's about it. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there, because I'm pretty tired now. As you know, most truckers probably are, when they don't get a decent night's kip. And if any drama happens, I'll let you know. Peace.